Hey guys, today we're going to be working on dividing radical expressions and rationalizing the denominator. So first we're going to start with dividing. So for letter A, there's two ways that you can do this one. The first way is just to divide radical or root 100 divided by root 25. So the square root of 100 divided by the square root of 25, that will equal the square root of 4. And the square root of 4 is 2. That's one way to do it. The second way to do it is just to take the square root, if you can, before the division. So what I mean by that is the square root of 100 is 10, and the square root of 25 is 5, and then 10 divided by 5 is 2. So you can see that we get the same answer. For the next one, it might be a little bit easier to divide the radicals first. So if you do 72, the root 72 divided by root 2, that's going to give us the square root of 36, which is just 6. So 6 is our answer. If we did it the other way, you would have to simplify the root 72 first, and it's not a perfect square like the previous one was. So this one would be 36 times 2. So root 36 times 2, and the root 36 will simplify to 6. So this would be 6 root 2 over root 2. And then you'll notice that I have a root 2 on top and a root 2 on bottom. So anytime you have a root 2 on top and a root 2 on bottom, or like the same thing on top and on bottom, they divide out to a 1. And this will leave us with just 6. So for the next one, I'm going to do the 32 and the root 32 divided by root 4. That's going to give me the square root of 8. And then that one simplifies to 2 root 2 for your final answer. If you did it the other way, you could break this up into the square root of 8 times the square root of 4 over the square root of 4. And the reason I broke it up that way, because it allows me to cross these out, leaving me with the root 8, which you'll get the same answer of 2 root 2. For the next one, I'm just going to divide these because they're pretty easy. The square root of 12 divided by the square root of 4 is the square root of 3. So that would be your final answer for that one. Okay, these next ones look a little bit different because some of them have coefficients. They're just a little bit more involved. So if you look at letter E, okay, if you look at letter E, we have the square root of 6 and the square root of 2. So the square root of 6 divided by the square root of 2, I'm looking right here, is going to be the square root of 3. So we have 2 root 3. If you're wondering how I got that, I'll show a little bit more work. So I can break up the square root of 6 into the square root of 3 times the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. So then I have a root 2 on top and bottom, so I can cross those out, leaving me with 2 root 3. For letter F, there's only one radical, but we can simplify the 6 and the 3. So it's division, right? So 6 divided by 3 is 2, and then the root 15 cannot be simplified. So that's your answer for that one. Very similar with letter G. So if you look at letter G, we have 10 over 2. So then 10 divided by 2 is going to give me 5. And then we have a root 14 divided by a root 7. So if I have root 14 divided by a root 7, that's going to give me the square root of 2. And then 5 root 2 cannot be simplified, so this would be your final answer. For letter H, we can simplify the radical 18. So the root 18 and the root 2, we can divide those. So 18 divided by 2 is 9, so I have the square root of 9 over 2. So square root of 9 over 2, and then the square root of 9 is 3. So your final answer would just be 3 over 2. So when we are rationalizing the denominator, that means that we're simplifying because we cannot have a radical in the denominator ever. If there's a radical or a root symbol in the denominator, it's not simplified. So the answer to a dividing problem may never have a radical in the denominator. So let's look at this first example. So we have root 2 over root 10. So I can simplify that 10 into root 2 times root 5. So this helps me out because it allows me to cross out the root 2's. But what I'm left with is a root 5 on bottom. So if everything cancels out and there's nothing on top, you want to make sure you write a 1, okay? So for step 1, you want to divide the radicals if possible. Okay, so now I have a root in the denominator and I can't have that. So this is where the rationalizing comes in. So what you do is you multiply the numerator and the denominator by that root 5. Okay, so you're going to multiply the numerator and denominator by the same root. And then we're going to simplify that, right? So when we do this, 1 times root 5 is root 5. And the square root of 5 times the square root of 5 is the square root of 25. So now we have to simplify again. That's your step 3. So simplify again. So the root 5 does not simplify on the numerator, but the square root of 25 is 5. So your final answer would be root 5 over 5. Okay, so let's try another example. Let's do this root 4 over root 8. So when you simplify this, there's a root 4 hidden in the root 8, right? So 8 is going to be root 4 times root 2. So I can get rid of those root 4's. That'll leave me with 1 on top and root 2 on bottom. So to get rid of the radical on bottom, you're going to multiply by root 2 to the numerator and the denominator. Very similar to when you're creating equivalent fractions or finding common denominators to add unlike fractions. Same idea. So you're going to simplify that to root 2, and then the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is the square root of 4, and that will simplify to root 2 over 2 for your final answer. So I'm not sure if you're noticing that there's a little pattern here. When we did the square root of 5 times the square root of 5, when we simplified up top, we just got 5. And right now, when I did the square root of 2 times the square root of 2, after I simplified all the way over, I just got 2. So if I did the square root of 3 times the square root of 3, that's just going to be 3, because square root of 3 times square root of 3 is going to be the square root of 9, and 9 simplified is just 3. So if you want, you can stop writing this step, okay? So if I were to have square root of 15 times the square root of 15, so root 15 times root 15, that's just going to be 15 without the radical sign. If I had square root of 12 times the square root of 12, that's just going to be 12. So we can stop writing that middle step if we want to save time on our work. So let's try a couple of these together. So let's look at letter B. Nothing can be simplified initially, so I'm just going to go ahead and multiply by root 2 over root 2. That's going to give me 5 root 2, and then remember our shortcut we just learned, root 2 times root 2, that's just going to be 2, because the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is square root of 4, and the square root of 4 is 2. So this would be your final answer. For letter C, there's a bit of simplifying that we can do before we start rationalizing, which makes it a little bit easier. So we have 8 divided by 2. That's going to be 4, right? And then I can rewrite this root 15 and root 5, okay? So on top, I have root 5. On bottom, I can separate that 15 into root 5 times root 3. So now I can get rid of these root 5s. And now I have 4 over root 3, which is a little bit easier to rationalize. So multiply by root 3 over root 3. On top, that'll give me 4 root 3. And on bottom, it'll give me just 3. And that cannot be further simplified. So that's your final answer. For letter D, it may look like we can simplify that as is, but we can't because there's no radical over the 9. So we can't divide those out. So we're just going to multiply by root 18 over root 18. On top, that'll give you 9 root 18. And then on bottom, it'll just give you 18. Okay? But now we have numbers that'll simplify. So we have 9 and 18. So the bigger number is on bottom, right? So we have 9/18. That's like 1/2. So there's going to be a 2 on bottom and square root of 18 on top. Okay? Now we can simplify the square root of 18. The square root of 18 is the square root of 9 times the square root of 2. And the square root of 9 was 3 root 2 over 2. So that one might have been on your cheat sheet. Okay, for this last one, we're going to simplify before we do anything. So you have a 5 over a 30. So the bigger number's on bottom, so when we divide by 5, we have a 1 on top, 6 on bottom, and a root 3. So now when we're rationalizing the denominator, we are only going to multiply by the root 3. We don't have to multiply by 6 root 3. So you're going to multiply by root 3 on top, root 3 on bottom. That will give you the square root of 3. The 6 was there, and remember we have root 3 times root 3. That's just going to be 3. So we have root 3 over 6 times 3 is 18. So for this one, you just want to remember right here, this means to multiply. So when we do root 3 times root 3 and we get our answer, we're going to end up multiplying that by that 6.